Ciao friends, would you like to know how to make a classic authentic Alfredo sauce, like really easily? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today in our latest video. So welcome to Simple Italian Cooking. My name is Liz and I'm so excited to share with you what I've been learning about Alfredo. So I did not grow up having Alfredo in my Italian home. My family was more from central southern Italy, and Alfredo just wasn't one of those things I grew up with. And so I've been learning a little bit more about it, and let me tell you some things that I have learned. And one is, when you're making an Alfredo sauce, a lot of times you'll see recipes that use a lot of heavy cream or milk and all this stuff, and that's not the traditional cultural way that the Italians originally made it. So Alfredo is often associated with fettuccine Alfredo. I'm not making fettuccine Alfredo. I did a different type of pasta because I really just want to focus on how cool it is to make this really simple pasta sauce. So only 2 ingredients are needed. All you need is some Parmesan, Reggiano, and some butter. I'm using unsalted butter. If you want to add some salt, you can add your own salt by just adding a dash. Not even doing anything over the stove. With this, everything's just going to be done right in a bowl. The only thing we need a stove for is to actually cook the pasta. I've already cooked up some fusilli, like those little spirals, and that's what I'm going to use. I just not doing fettuccine. I don't want to make any from scratch, and I don't have any on hand. So I'm just going to use this really cool grater that I have. In fact, let me just do this. When you cook your pasta, make sure to reserve some pasta water off to the side. You may need it for the cheese. So I'm doing a very small quantity because I'm just doing this really for myself for lunch. And so let's go ahead and get this locked on here so it doesn't slide. And I'm just going to do some here. Let me take off the top rind. And I'm using the smallest grater that they have. Normally I would grind it in the Cuisinart and have it like super fine, which is great. I love that. I love it when it's like that. But I decided to use this today because I'm just doing such a small quantity. So this is nice, comes out, and you can store any extra or whatever. So the general rule of thumb when making this classic Alfredo is kind of equal parts. So if you're going to do about 2 ounces of butter, then you're going to want to do about 2 ounces of this, or 2 tablespoons. You want to do about 2 tablespoons of the cheese. And let's see how much pasta I have. Yeah, definitely want some more. Again, I'm kind of eyeballing it just because I'm not really following a particular recipe and I'm just making this for myself. So I will have a link below in the description so you can find the actual quantities to use for if you're going to do like 4 servings. Okay. So you might be wondering if you can also use Romano cheese instead of Parmesan Reggiano. And the answer is sure. I mean, why not, right? If you're a big fan of Romano, which normally I use Romano in almost all of my cooking. Probably about 95% of my recipes use Romano. But I really want to try and stick traditionally to this. So I've really been researching this, for a while and watching different experts and to just see what they all have in common. So the really interesting thing about this is that, as I said, there's no cooking over the stove. So literally you take your butter and you want to do it at room temperature. So mine is very soft. And I'm going to do probably about 2 tablespoons of butter. This is rich. This is not, some paper in that. This is not a light sauce. I do have recipes on my site that use a light Alfredo, and that is really nice. But this, again, I'm just trying to keep it really, really authentic. So I have the 2 tablespoons there, and I have the cheese. And if you can get it ground real fine, that works best. And what we're going to do is simply mix it all together. So I'm going to add a little bit of this water in here just to help loosen it up. And see if we can start making it a little creamy. Okay. Another thing that a lot of people talk about, especially when making the fettuccine Alfredo, is you put the butter in the actual plate that you're serving it in, and then you put the pasta right on top when it's nice and hot, and then you add the cheese and you mix it all together until it's all nice and blended. But since we're not doing a fettuccine, I'm doing a rotini. See if I can mix it with this now. Yeah. I really want to make it creamy before I add it in. Now I did try this with some little tiny mini pasta shells using the traditional way, just like a fettuccine, and it didn't work at all. And the reason why is because the inside of the shells was collecting the cheese before it had a chance to really melt and emulsify with the butter. Alfredo generally is not a soupy mess. It's not supposed to be, your pasta's not supposed to be swimming in it, so it's not like when you go even to Olive Garden and those places, the way they do it is totally not the traditional, authentic Italian way at all. So, which is great to know that to do an Alfredo, you don't have to use all the heavy creams and stuff, because we just don't keep that stuff on hand. It's very rare. And I have, like I said, made Alfredo, like my chicken and Alfredo dish. Now that actually uses a little bit of milk, but it uses much less butter and it uses much less, I mean, it's just kind of a healthier, it's a lighter version. So now what I'm going to do, I am not going to put this into here. I'm going to add my pasta right into this. My pasta's hot. And I'm just going to mix it up, see how we're going here. Yeah, see, this is coming along real nice. I like this. And what I like about using the spirals here is that the grooves help collect that sauce. So you can also add some cracked black pepper to this if you want. There are lots of things you can do to take Alfredo to the next level, but this I really wanted to just give it a try, doing it the truly authentic way, and I have to say the sauce is looking really, really good. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a taste test and see how we're doing. That parmesan is really good. Nice and tangy, really, really delicious. So this is how you make a very simple Alfredo sauce. If I can do it, you can do it. In terms of what to serve this with, I would recommend a nice salad, something like I just did a recipe video for an arugula and spinach salad that uses pine nuts and apples with a lemon vinaigrette, and that would go great with this because that lemon adds some brightness. Feel free to experiment, but this is literally simple Italian cooking at its best. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to sign up for our newsletter below to get more recipes, and definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time we come out with a new recipe. Well, thanks so much for watching. Grazie e ciao.